All right, I've got all the files here. Everything's loaded from iCloud. We're going to go back. Once again, full movie saved. I want to go to save the video. I'm just trying to save it to my pictures. And I'm going to save it at 1080. I'm not trying to save it at 4K. Storage full. This is endless. I have 20 gigs of free space on here.
Started facing at a photo they've taken, space tree flying through.
Welcome back, everybody. Hi, Brooks here. Hi, Brooks Photography. And if you haven't been on the channel, what I do is I take commercial photos for cars. I've been working with Toyota. I've worked in dealerships with Mercedes-Benz before as well. And what we're going to talk about today is not cars. And so we're inside. This is my editing studio at home. I work always in the field. I'm always on the go. And so exclusively doing my editing and work on my photos on the iPad Pro. This is the iPad Pro 3rd generation, and I love it. I use an iPhone 11 Pro Max. I use that on a gimbal quite a bit. We're actually shooting this on the iPhone right now. And my challenge has been working with different software suppliers. How do you get this great media? You know, I'm working with Canon DSLR, I work with GoPro, I'm working on the iPhone. How do we get all these shots together into an editing app that has all the features we need, but will actually, there's a little foreshadowing here, will actually get the video that I've made into a format that I can send out to my clients, get it on YouTube, get it on Instagram, because long story short, in the beginning, like a lot of people, I started a YouTube channel with just my iPhone and just using iMovie and doing all my work there. Most of you have probably experienced as you start bringing in media from other devices. So bringing in media from GoPro and bringing in DSLR photos from my DSLR. The iMovie app, even though it's super simple and super basic, easy to use, has great photo integration technology, has a tendency to crash once you've created a video. And you can't actually get it to export the video. And so my next move, because I work with Lightroom for editing my photos, and I love Lightroom. You know, Adobe has some great products specifically for photo, still photography. And so I thought, hey, I'll try Premiere Rush because that seems to be the go-to. And I do love, you know, their features as far as editing and being able to tweak my videos and photos. And so what I did is I actually tried loading some big production videos on Premiere Rush. Love the features. It's a great tool. Lots of really cool things, and it seems to be in development. I even did their beta test, and I was testing the new improvements that were coming out for loading photos and being able to pan your photos and doing some cool things. But I have to say, as much as I loved getting those products and getting them, you know, into my test world, and using Premiere Rush was great to use and create a video. Same story. I would hit that share button, go to export, and inevitably would not share. So I think like a lot of people, you know, I pounded the feedback button. I sent messages to Adobe, hey, fix this. In the end, here's what happened is I'm working on this big project for a behind the scenes video that I did for a commercial shoot, partnered with a local airport, got this fantastic 1944 vintage Stinson Going plane out on a runway, got it to do a flyby on the runway, and ended up with a 20-minute video. This was like probably 2 gigs altogether, 1.8, something like that, with 3 cameras running, still photos, you know, using gimbals, using flying, you know, panning shots, all kinds of crazy media. I put it together. The video looked fantastic. I was like, yeah, Premiere Rush is so awesome. And for the life of me, this thing would not load. It would not export. And anyone who's used Rush, here's that symbol. You know when you get this message, you're in trouble. This is what I get. Same story. Originally built this video on Rush, and Rush is unable to render successfully. Thank you very much. So of course after that, I've got a 20-minute project and cannot load it on Rush. So my backup plan was take all that media, I still have all the raw media obviously, use the Rush software because I can actually see it on my app. And so I took my iPhone, ran the video, copied it literally frame for frame, edit for edit into iMovie, my old standby iMovie. And same story, great video, even did some more cool things I didn't do the first time and thought, this is going to be it. I'm going to nail it. This is going to be a great video. And you get to the end, save video, export video, share to YouTube. It honestly didn't matter what I did with that video. It would not share and it would not save. And I literally was ready to just throw my iPad out because this is two premier, software items that, between Apple and Adobe, these guys can't come up with a software program that works to make some videos. And so did some scouting, checked out some guys on YouTube and got some reviews to see, hey, is anyone having this trouble? Premiere Rush, everyone is having this trouble. I think we know. I mean, there's forums, there's chat groups, and Adobe doesn't ever seem to chime in and say what is wrong with their product. So, and this is a paying product where I was paying in Canada, I think it's $12.99 a month to use this product. If you use Photoshop, you can bundle that and have an Adobe package, but brutal. So that was on top of the money I'm already paying for Lightroom. And so the search began. Delete Rush. I'll tell you a funny story though. The video that I actually posted and that actually ended up on my YouTube channel here was a screen recording on my iPad, because of course the iPad, you can screen record anything that you want. And so that's the video. But at least I got it out because there was no other way to get this video other than recreate it all again. And so where did we end up? So did my screen saved what I could for the video and probably some bad resolution. I don't even know what a screen recording resolution is. And deleted Rush. I'm done. I will not try Rush again. This is at least the third time I've had commercial projects that would not load and I could not get them out to a client or get them loaded online. So brutal, Rush, Adobe. My advice for Adobe, and I sent this to them, I said, take those guys who are down there at Lightroom and whoever your developers are for Lightroom, because those guys are awesome. I've never had an issue with Lightroom. I only work with raw photos. Fantastic, fantastic tool on an iPad. I just said, hey, take those guys from Lightroom down the hall, walk them out, take them down to the Premiere Rush room and fire all those guys, because as cool as that product is, it does not work and it's not reliable. And it's certainly not worth, $12 a month, $150 a year. No, thank you. And so next up, did a bunch of research, like I said, and I'm on my first project actually using some of these videos and the files I created on this Toyota Super Shoot with LumaFusion. And so between all the different options, I need something that's a little more advanced. I do lots of layers. I do lots of sound cuts, moving sound from video, deciding which device had the better sound quality. We're doing lots of different motions, and so moving cars, moving planes, putting all these things together. And then for the commercial side of my business, I do a ton of voiceovers. And so a lot of the times I'm looking at, scripts and product reviews and things that I need to come back and voice over without having to edit every piece of sound and put those voiceovers into my finished videos. And so first try on the LumaFusion so far has been awesome. I've done pretty much all of those things. I've done making different edits. So if you're watching here on Hi Brooks Photography, you probably also know I have a Streets and Peaks, I'll drop that here, car channel and Instagram. That's really my personal Instagram where I work with my own car, my GT86. And I've done a ton of work on this car, pretty awesome stuff. And that channel has been around for about 2 years. And so I'm making an edit of this photo edit so that those people on that channel that are just here for cars don't have to watch all of the photo play by play, because I actually did a full behind the scenes. What cameras am I using? Comparing shots at the same time. Real photographer's view of that video. And so the edit I'm making now is the car video. Get in that Supra. Man, what a car. It's got so much power. It's so much fun to drive. And there'll be a video where you can just watch the car driving part on Streets and Peaks. So that's it for today. I don't know if I'll do a follow-up. I haven't tried to download this actual video yet. But so far my experience with LumaFusion has been fantastic. And so I'll probably follow up with a play-by-play. How do I put together these videos in LumaFusion? And maybe clip in a couple of pieces here right now just so you can see how it's working out so far. And that's my story. Sorry, Adobe. Back to the drawing board. And iMovie, I get it. I shouldn't have, I should say I shouldn't have been using the free software on iMovie to put together commercial projects, but it's worked so well for me in the past to a point. And so next up, LumaFusion. So if you've had the same problems, would love if you comment below. Tell me what you're working with. If you have other softwares or apps that you use with your iPad Pro, because really this is a work in progress for me. It's a funny thing. Like I can say I'm a professional photographer and I do commercial photography. I've been a professional photographer for about 4 months. Other than doing sales work on my own as a sales consultant with Mercedes-Benz. So I've got years of experience shooting cars and videos, but actually producing work for clients. This is a learning curve. And so here we go. Thanks again for watching. And let's get back to shooting some cars and getting outside. See y'all again soon. Cheers. The ending of the video. First edit done on LumaFusion. You see this left side, the volume cranking where it says +10. Just cranked up the music on the edit. Yeah. All right, so here's the test. This will tell us if this passes or fails the Brooks photography test. All right, bottom corner, clicking on export. Export movie. Gonna just send it to my photos for now. Here's all our information. Right now, the setting's set at 4K. I don't actually need 4K, so I'm gonna roll that back to 1080. Couple of different options here just as I scroll through. Just finding 1080 is what most people are going to view it at the max. So we'll do that. I've got this set up at 60 frames per second because that's what the video we were shooting. Here's some different web qualities. Standard, they say 26. I'm going to leave it there for now and then we'll mess around with this because this is the first one I've used. And all the other settings I'll probably just leave alone because I want an MP4 file. Everything else looks good. Click and send here. Writing movie. Let's see how long this takes. There it is. Just going to skip back into my photos. There it is. We just saved it. Success.